Robert Morris head coach Bernard Clark. Team coming off a loss at FBS foe Air Force this past week. They're going to be back in action this week. Home opener are going to host St. Francis. I believe the 15th all-time meeting between the teams. So, Coach, just some thoughts on your team week one heading into week two, and then we'll go through some questions.
Well, just like I spoke with them after the game was over, I was disappointed in the loss. There's no doubt you can't ever be happy about a loss, but I wasn't disappointed in the way they kept fighting. Those guys kept giving it their all. They kept getting knocked down and kept getting back up. So they fought to the end of the game, which was real surprising in a way that I thought after a while they kind of got, they beat up and everything else, but they didn't. They came back and they kept fighting and kept fighting. So I was very excited about that.
Obviously, an FBS team, we've talked to other coaches about that. They present a different challenge. They have more scholarships. They have more depth. What did you think of, besides the effort you talked about, but just what Air Force really did impose on you with having, those more players?
Well, the thing about Air Force, on top of all those things you just mentioned, they're an option team. That's something you never play, something you never face. You face it one time a year. That's probably the last time we'll face it all year long. So you have to do a different preparation. Even though we had a little more time, we still had, like you said, they're bigger, stronger, they're faster, had a little more time, but they're also an option team. So trying to overcome those. And I always told the defensive guys, if they come to the sideline and say, hey, coach, I thought, well, I know you're wrong. If you were thoughting and not thinking and doing what you're supposed to do and being disciplined, we got a problem. And that was the biggest problem. Towards the end, we just started doing bad assignments, started missing tackles and not doing those things. But the offense moved the ball well. So that was the great thing that I was excited about, seeing the offense, the way they moved the ball down the field.
And your quarterback, he completed 14. Anthony completed 14 of 18 passes. So that must be a strength, hopefully, for your team going forward, a high percentage.
Well, the great thing about Anthony, even though Tyler beat him out during a spring, during the camp, it was legitimate. He played better than he did. And when Tyler went down, Anthony has some starts from last year. So he has a little college football under his belt. So he went out there and he did exactly what we thought he could do. He played hard. He made some great decisions. And forget, Anthony's been through a lot. He's a young man. Cancer and football are two different things. When you go through something like that and go through those types of challenges, and when it comes to the challenge of football, I think he overcomes that pretty good.
Coach earlier talked about the biggest improvements sometimes are made between week one and week two. What are you looking forward from your team to improve on as you head into this game with St. Francis?
Well, I wanted to be more disciplined this week. Again, we faced the option last week, so we weren't as disciplined as we needed to be in order to stop that. The thing I want to continue to do is be enthusiastic and be excited about playing this game. The good thing about St. Francis, they're an old familiar foe. We played them, we're in the NEC, so it's a situation where we've seen them. We know how tough they are. So I just want our guys to play tough, play hard, but more than anything else, I want them to have fun out there, continue to push and pull each other.
And what have you seen from St. Francis early and from their first contest of the year?
They're same as the team we saw before. They're a tough team that gets after it. They got a great running back. They got a strong, solid defense. They're guys that don't make a whole lot of mistakes. They got two unbelievable corners, and they're a strong football team. The coach has been there for a long time. The coach has had a great job. He's done a good thing, and they won the conference championship last year. So you're talking about a team that's coming off a championship season. And when you win a championship, you like the taste of that. So it's a situation where we're going against a team that knows how to win championships, that plays like their championship team and plays hard. So we got to match the same energy that they have.
And with your team, now you get to be at home too. So obviously people want to play at home. Can you just talk about having that home opener for the season?
Well, I think everyone's excited about it. I know the AD and everyone around here is excited because it's going to be a 6 o'clock game. They want a late game. I'm not thrilled about late games. I don't like playing late games, but I'm excited about it also because, like I said, it's a team that we've played in the past. We know what to expect from them. We know it's going to be a tough and long-fought game, and I'm going to look excited to see what kind of crowd we have.
Well, I asked you last week, how did since you talked about the time, how was the adjustment with the time zone and then getting back after the game too?
It really wasn't that bad, and I thought the atmosphere and altitude would be a problem, but it wasn't. Our guys played hard, and like I said, they gave it everything they had. We got a little help, some oxygen tanks on the sideline, but our guys played hard. Now, time difference didn't bother us too much. I thought they played pretty well because our bodies were still on East Coast time, so it didn't affect us too much.
I wanted to ask you, we talked about the Air Force running game and on your defense, a guy that you brought to you from Media Day earlier, Jamar, he ended up with 12 tackles. I know it's hard when everybody's running. What did you think of his performance? I know he's one of the leaders on your team.
I thought Jamar had a very good performance. I thought he played hard. The thing about it, he missed some tackles we thought he should have made. You know, it's a situation, like I said, when you're playing that option and you're not disciplined in there. But having 13 tackles, that's no slouch game. You know, he had a great football game. Unfortunately, you know, Hayden got hurt, so we're trying to figure out, you know, whether he's going to be able to play in his next contest. Hayden's one of our cornerstones on our offensive line, has been there since 2020 as a true freshman. So we want to see how he comes back. But we thought Jamar had a real good game, but we're looking for him to have a better game this week.
Well, Coach, I think that's all we've got for you. Appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck this weekend, and we will see you physically on the Zoom next week.
Sounds right. Thanks, Cal. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach.